If you have outgrown your point-and-shoot camera and are no longer satisfied with the snaps you get from your smartphone and feel like you're ready to take your photography to the next level, then an entry-level DSLR is the most obvious choice. Welcome back to Catnip, and today we present you the top 5 entry-level cameras to start your photography experience. So come on, let's learn together. Entry-level DSLRs deliver a big step up in the image quality from a compact camera or smartphone, offering far more manual controls and ability to change lenses to tackle a huge variety of projects. Don't worry though, there are also a host of auto modes to help you out until you are comfortable with the more creative controls that a DSLR offers. Obviously, the more features you want, the more you'll have to pay. But do you actually need them? Our top camera is one of the cheapest on the market but still offers impressive performance and image quality, plus enough features to handle most assignments, especially if you're still learning. Coming to DSLR bundles, if you're buying your first DSLR, it makes sense to buy it as a kit, which generally includes the camera body along with an 18-55mm lens, often referred to as a kit lens. This covers a pretty broad zoom range, perfect for everything from landscapes to portraits. But that's just the start. They are more than adequate to get started, but the key advantage of DSLRs over compact cameras is that you can easily swap additional lenses. For example, wide angle and telephoto zoom lenses, a flash gun and other accessories to make the most of whatever types of photography you're into. Currently, Canon and Nikon offer the largest collection of DSLRs and lenses as well, but Pentax and Sony also offer decent ranges. You are not limited to own brand lenses either, with the likes of Sigma, Tamron and Tokina selling quality lenses at prices that are often lower than the camera manufacturer's equivalent lenses. For the last position, we have the Nikon D5300. The D5300 was around for a little more than a year before the D5500 technically replaced it, which has in turn been replaced by the D5600. It shares the same 24.2 megapixel sensor with an identical maximum ISO of 25,600 sensitivity as the D5500, whilst the D5300's X-Speed 4 image processor and 39-point autofocus system have also been carried over to its replacement. The D5300 doesn't sport a fancy touchscreen control. You do get GPS instead, while the D5300's 600-shot battery life will still outlast a Canon T61 or 750D. All in all, it may not be the latest entry-level DSLR, but the D5300 is still a smart buy. Fourth, we have Canon EOS Rebel SL2 or Canon EOS 200D. Canon introduced the EOS Rebel SL1, or that is called EOS 100D outside the US, to compete with the influx of compact system cameras, and it was the smallest DSLR available when it was introduced in March 2013. Now replaced by EOS Rebel SL2 or EOS 200D outside the US, its slightly bulkier proportions make it feel more like a slightly pared down Rebel T7i or 800D. It's not a bad option for new users, but there are better value alternatives available at the moment. Third, we have the Canon EOS Rebel T5i or Canon EOS 700D. Stick the EOS Rebel T5i next to the T6i or T7i and you will struggle to tell them apart. The EOS Rebel T5i is really intuitive to use regardless of your ability, but the T5i's sensor can trace its roots back to the T2i that was released in 2010, and it's now outclassed in terms of noise suppression and dynamic range. The 9-point autofocus system is also dated and you don't get Wi-Fi connectivity. The T5i's slashed prices does make it a tempting position though, but the T6i or T7i is a more future-proof choice. Second, we have the Canon EOS Rebel T6 or EOS 1300D. The EOS Rebel T6 is Canon's cheap and cheerful entry-level DSLR. While not featuring quite the same impressive specs as pricier models up the Canon range, you still get a solid set of features for beginners, including Wi-Fi and NFC technology built right in. This means that you can transfer images to your smartphone for super quick sharing. Images from the 18 megapixel sensor are more than adequate, but is starting to show its age against rivals with higher pixel counts. And finally, we have the Pentax K70. Pentax is renowned for producing DSLRs with maximum bang per buck, and the K70 is no exception. Waterproof DSLRs that are rain and dust resistant usually cost a packet, but the K70 offers this protection at a reasonable price, so you can shoot in all conditions. Just remember that you'll have to partner it with a more expensive WR or weather resistant lens to get the full benefit. Regardless of the lens you use, the new hybrid live view autofocus system makes live view shooting shooting an enjoyable and practical alternative to using the viewfinder. The Pentax's in-camera shake reduction system cuts camera shake and can even correct slightly skewed horizons. So that's it for now, and we hope you liked our video. A million thanks to our dear subscriber family for your continuous love and support, and until next time, stay tuned for more.